Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. I hope you all are feeling good, and I think we all can agree that we feel much positive after the performance against Alaves, and that is all it takes to take the negativity away. We weren't going into the match with ideal conditions. We had a captain and our coach missing, but just like we have seen in the past, when the pressure is high, when Zidane is cornered, when the players have no room to make any more errors, they come up with a good performance, ease the pressure, and to an extent drive out the negative vibes. Even you people before the match, some of you were quite apprehensive about Real Madrid, and some of you seemed quite confident that Real Madrid were going to come back to winning ways, and that is what we expect from Real Madrid. We want some goals, we want to see some good passing, we want to see some good individual brilliance, and just like that we have a much positive start to a week, seeing that our favorite team is not down and dusted. In this video, we will do the post-match analysis of Deportivo Alaves versus Real Madrid. We will talk about the performance of the players in a much detailed way, so let's get started. First of all, if we talk about the lineup, we had Courtois, Varane, Militao, Mendy and Vasquez. Then we had Cruz, Casemiro and Modric, and up front we had Asensio, Benzema and Hazard. This is pretty much the lineup that we had predicted, and as for the correct scoreline predictions, none of you got it correct, so again, we are going to skip the shoutout section. Moving on, if we talk about the first half, Real Madrid set up in the 4-3-3, and then we had Alaves set up in the 4-4-2 formation. So naturally, an attempt was made to crowd out the Real Madrid midfield. Alaves had the idea of giving the midfield of Cruz, Casemiro and Modric as less space and time as possible, but planning is one part of the game, and then executing it on the pitch is a completely different thing. We saw that Modric, Cruz and Casemiro showed their individual brilliance, and then there were also times when Hazard was playing more centrally, dropping in deep in order to neutralize the numerical advantage. So that was the approach of Real Madrid that looked quite effective, and many of you have also been saying in the comments about how we should try to deputize Hazard in the center. Try something different, use him in a more central position, maybe use him as a false 9 or a number 10, and I believe we saw glimpses of how Hazard can be used centrally. He was involved in the link-up play with Benzema. The second goal that we got was a result of that. We saw Hazard providing the flick which ended at the feet of Benzema, and then it was a sublime finish from Benzema to get his first goal. He made the goal look easy, but it was a great finish, putting the right amount of power and the right placement beyond the reach of the keeper. If we talk about the first goal, Casemiro got the opener in the 20th minute, and I thought it was a very important goal to calm the nerves of Real Madrid. Casemiro inside the penalty box heading home a goal. This is a sight that we have seen quite a few times this season, but the goal was important in opening up Alaves in the subsequent minutes. You often see that these teams in the lower half of the table, they try to sit back, they try to get as many men possible in defense, they don't come out to press when the scoreline is 0-0 or 1-0, but since Real Madrid had already got that early goal, it was impossible for Alaves to have that approach. They were chasing the game and they had to show more attacking intent to get the ball and hit Real Madrid, but in the process they were also leaving some space in behind. Their organization was not good particularly, and I don't want to take anything away from Real Madrid, but Alaves were way below par in their defensive game. When you don't take care of your defensive duties, when you don't take care of your defensive shape against a team like Real Madrid, we will punish you with every chance that we get. Now if we talk about the individual performance, in my eyes, Benzema, Cruz, Modric and Hazard were the top performers. If we start with Modric, how can we forget his outside of his foot passes? Thanks to his great vision, he was able to pick out Benzema a number of times, making a run in behind the defense. And then obviously there was the through ball for Mendy which cut open the defense, leaving Mendy one-on-one with the keeper. But again, Mendy tried to find Benzema instead of going for goal. The pass from Modric deserved a goal, but Mendy does look a bit unsure in the final third, and this is one area that we need to see him improve upon. Up next, Toni Kroos also pulled off some excellent stats in the game. He had 109 touches with 96% passing accuracy, completed 14 long balls, and obviously he gave the assist to Hazard. Kroos is not as flamboyant as Modric, but he does his job quietly and effectively. He controls the tempo, and for the assist to Hazard, he applied the pressure on the Alaves man, he wins the ball, and then he starts sniping, picks up Hazard while he was running into space. As for Benzema and Hazard, we saw flashes of what an effective duo they can be, and Real Madrid need this duo to do well in the rest of the games. Hazard, with the goal and the assist, will feel very confident coming out of this fixture. He was good in the game, but I still think the best of Hazard is yet to come, and that is what leaves us even more excited. Yesterday I thought Hazard operated at maybe 85% of his potential. He is still on the path of returning back to his best physical shape, and the good thing is that we saw some progress yesterday. We saw glimpses of how Hazard can be useful to combat a low block. He had some good moments in the game, and now we need him to continue on his upward trajectory. Moving on, let's hear what Bertoni had to say in the post-match press conference. About the game, he said, "It was a deserved victory. We played very well from the start. We had the ball and dominated the game. We had to be very solid defensively as Alaves are a team who play very well, and when the ball is turned over, they focus a lot on fighting for the ball. I am very pleased with the way the team played today." Bitoni was seen on a phone call with Zidane during the game, on which he elaborated, "For the changes, I wanted to know what the coach thought because he's the boss and the most important person in the team." He further said Zidane was very delighted with the team's attitude and the way they played. "I congratulated the players as he would have done. There's nothing special. Every game is a different story. I'm pleased to get the 3 points and for the team's performance. We are now going to rest and prepare for the match against Levante." Bitoni was asked about the performance of Hazard and why he was taken off, to which he replied, "The decision to replace Hazard with Vinicius Jr. was to offer us a more direct threat. He performed well for the 63 minutes he was out there. He's fine, and bringing Vinny on was just because we wanted to freshen things up." He further said Eden has had a tough time with the injuries over the past season and a half, but we've got to be patient with him. It's true that the world of football and at Real Madrid, patience is a hard thing to come by, but we have got great faith in Eden. He put in a great performance tonight and got an assist and a goal. We saw flashes of Hazard at his best tonight, and we'll come to see that now in every game. That is what Bitoni had to say, and the concluding words on him. "It was quite weird to see someone other than Zidane in that black coat, marshalling the troops, but I think he handled things very well on the touchline. Obviously, you won't get the aura that Zidane brings, but Bitoni did his bit. From the early minutes, he was trying to encourage the players from the touchline, and as we saw, he was speaking to Zidane over the phone during the match, so it is likely that Zidane may have been the one pressing a few buttons, but thumbs up to Bitoni for doing his part, and hopefully, the good results will continue in the games to come." And that is all I have in this post-match analysis. Now, it's your time to let me know how you are feeling after the performance. Who were the players who impressed you the most, and who was your man of the match? Write in the comments below. I will see you soon. Till then, take care, glory to Madrid, and of course, Hala Madrid.